Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to be participating in a challenge hosted by Heidi Sonbowl, and the name of the challenge is DIY Challenge, and the theme is Valentine's Day. So this is getting me to do something that I've been wanting to do here and I've been putting it off. So I have this sign that I made for Christmas a couple years ago. It's just a plain wood board that my husband probably had as a scrap, and so I thought I would do something on the back for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to take you through the process, and it's going to be a little bit of experimenting, something I haven't done before, and also pretty simple. So I think if you're a crafter, you can handle it. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I have some burnt umber, and I'm going to take that and add a little bit of water to it. This is the part I've never really tried before. I've seen other crafters do it. This is a paint, and I'm just going to add some water to it, and basically what I'm after is to get a wash on this board. So I just have a little bit of water in here. I'm going to add a little bit of water and see what happens, and I want to kind of turn it into like a stain. And then the reason why I'm going to paint this here on the board is, I might add a little bit more water. I'm going to have it as a base coat, and then I'm going to put white over it, and I want it to look a little bit distressed. So yeah, that looks good. Maybe even just a little more water. I want it to be kind of sheer. So, ooh, that's good. Okay, that's the look I'm going for. It's all done. Looks like stain, doesn't it? We'll just let that dry, and then I'll come back in with the white paint next. So, silly me, I thought I wasn't taping, but I was, and then when I came back with the white paint, I turned the camera off. So, here is a shot of nothing happening. So, basically, I'll just talk you through it. I just put some white paint on and let it dry. It turned out a little bit tan, and we'll pick up in the next clip. Okay, I'm going to put a little more white on. This will give it some more layers and make it look old and weathered. So I'm just going to put some white paint over top of the tannish color I have now. Here I'm showing you how the board came out. Looks pretty good. Has a little bit of the brown showing through the way I wanted it. Here I'm showing you the 6-inch stencils that I'm going to use to put an X and an O on my board. And I just measured from the top and from the bottom and centered them. Here's a little clip showing you how I used the stencil as a pattern. I started out thinking I was going to use it like a stencil, but it ended up being more of just like a pattern to get the paint where I wanted it. And then when I removed the stencil, I touched it up a bit because I wanted it to look more of a solid red. I also wanted to tell you, if you don't have stencils available, you could use your Cricut, or you could use a pattern that you print out on your printer, choosing a font that you like, and use graphite paper. If you'd like to see how I do that, I will link a tutorial below. Here I'm getting ready to put some decorative twine on the top and the bottom of my sign. And I want to show you the procedure that I figured out was easiest. I measured across from the edge across the top to the other edge, and then just cut a bunch of them. And I want to make sure that it doesn't cover the Y and the J on the back. So I'm going to do kind of like a fake wrap look. because normally I would just take and wrap it around the board if I wanted it to show on both sides. So I'm just going to attach the piece of twine on the edge with a little dab of glue, and then I'll be able to bring it across the front. I put a line of glue across the front, bring it across the front and down the other side. And then I found it was easiest to push it down with like a little chopstick type thing so I didn't burn my fingers. And then I also found it easiest to just leave the other edge unglued, and then I glued all of those at the same time. Here's the bottom all done with the twine. I just glued several pieces on there, I think 4, and now I'm going to get ready and do the top. So I did the same procedure on the top, and then before I glued the last piece of twine down, I fished a piece of the same length through and just tied it in a knot. So that way it looks like I've tied off the twine. And here I'm just gluing down all the edges at once. Again, I'm using my little chopsticky thing so I don't burn my fingers. It's a very important tool to have. Here I have a little tiny heart stencil, and I'm trying to decide where I might like a couple little hearts to go. So I'm just penciling them in to see if I like it, and if I don't like where they are, then I can just erase them and start over. Here I am at my very last step. I have decided where I want the hearts to go, and I have my red paint and a paintbrush, and I'm just going to lay the stencil on top of where I put the pencil mark and simply stencil the little hearts on. When stenciling, I like to have a little napkin or a paper towel to blot off the excess paint so it doesn't bleed through on the stencil. Okay, I have it all propped up here by my mantle, just so you could get a look at it. It's kind of simple and rustic. Didn't take very long at all to make, so I like the fact that it's on the back of another board. I don't like to have a lot of things to store, so that helps when I get 2 for 1. So let me know in the comments below if you think this is something you would try. Thanks for joining me today for the DIY challenge. I hope you got some inspiration, and if you would like to get some more inspiration, please be sure to check out the playlist, and also go over and show some love to Heidi Sonboul. She has an amazing channel. The lady has no limits to the energy that she puts into her projects. She is awesome. She does all kinds of things on her channel that will inspire you, from home renovations, and I'm talking major home renovations, to crafting, to decorating. She's just amazing. So go check her out, and also please watch the playlist after you finish with my video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll link that below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.